We're back. I don't know. This is how my morning has been. I don't know. But what I'm going to say is I'm going to be consistent. Okay. I am going to be consistent and persistent, because at this point, I don't know what else to say. I refuse. I refuse to allow situations to keep me from doing what I love to do, and that's empowering people. So we're going to go ahead on and hit this thing back up, and we're going to call it a day. Like, it's going to be what it's going to be, right? Because I still feel good. So let's go over this again about consistency. Consistency is agreement or harmony of parts or features to one another or a whole. So consistency is harmony. Is it aligning? See, that's why I like when I study, because this kind of stuff, let me give y'all a quick example. What I just thought about. Keisha, you on here, you can attest to this, right? I used to do praise dances when I was younger, right? And we would do everything. We would make sure we got our uniforms, make sure the CD don't scratch. We don't listen to the CD. Had the people play the CD before the service started. We started dancing. Ask me what happened. The CD starts skipping up. And it's like, and it's jumping and skipping. And we staring at each other like, what in the world? Like, what's going on? Like, we don't know what's happening. So when stuff like this happen, it flusters me for a little bit, but then I just go into, I have to continue to do what I have to do. So when technical difficulties like this happen, I'm pretty much, yeah, I know how to keep going. But it made me think about when I used to praise dance and the CDs would skip up, we couldn't hear the music, or they would play the wrong music. And it was just kind of like, so you can't, I'm going to sweat later and I'm going to be aggravated later, but right now, it's going to be all right. I just had a whole higher praise moment. That's what our dancing was called, higher praise. Baby, we went through some stuff. Nonetheless, consistency. It was an agreement and an alignment of features to one another or a whole. Harmony of conduct or practice with the profession. So harmony, alignment, all the chords go together. They ask you about the harmony of the music, because when it comes together, it sounds good, it looks good, it moves good, it feels good. When it comes together, it is good. Harmony is something that's amazing. Harmony is, yes, that's right, Kelly. Kelly was on there with me too. Harmony is something that is beautiful. Where's the harmony? When you operate in your purpose, there is harmony. Consistent, marked by harmony, nothing's coming out, or study, continuity, free from variation or contradiction. Marked by an agreement. That's the part I like. Consistent is marked by an agreement. I have an agreement to myself that I'm going to operate in my purpose. I have an agreement to myself that I'm going to be the best me that I can be. I have an agreement to myself that I'm going to acknowledge, accept, embrace, and evolve everything that has to do with me. I have to align in the harmony that's rightfully mine. And I cannot do that if I don't write the vision and make it plain. If I don't write the vision, that ain't me saying I want to run a business. That anybody could write that down. That's not making it plain. I'm going to acknowledge that it's me. I'm going to accept that it's me. I'm going to embrace the fact that it's me. The reason I'm saying that it's me is because that's like me signing on the dotted line. That's me coming in alignment. That's me coming in harmony with the fact that, you know what, I see my purpose and I will continue to walk in my purpose. What dysfunction don't want you to do, it does not want you to have accountability to yourself. See, you'll be accountable to everybody else and everything else, and you'll see the harmony in their life. You'll see it be consistent in their life. But where is that harmony in your life? Because you have yet to sign on the dotted line that you are going to empower you. You have yet to sign. You don't want to sign that contract because you don't want to be held accountable. See, when it's out of alignment, it sounds bad. It don't look. When somebody can't sing, and that one person off key, that stuff don't sound right. It's embarrassing, right? That's why we prune hedges. We falsetto. We fake it long enough so nobody won't notice that it's us. But when you are consistent and you come in alignment with that harmony of your purpose, you have to come to an agreement that in order for me to be the best me that I can possibly be, the purpose for me, that's the one I like. The purpose for me, I have to align. I have to sign the contract to empower me. I can't make you want to, but I can show you how to. Listen, life happens. You guys seen it. Kicked me completely off. I don't even know what happened. Now, one or two things could have happened. I could have came on here and said, you know what, guys? I'm not going to finish this today. Good morning, Simone. You know what, guys? We'll just try it another day. Good morning, Angel. Good morning, Lewis. You know what, guys? We're going to do it different today. I'm just going to not finish it. But because I have harmony and alignment with my purpose, I had to do, we're going to just reboot this and start over. Why? There has to be consistency. You have to be in alignment. There has to be harmony. You have to be in agreement with yourself. Now, let me tell you about these habits. I'm going to give you the psychologist's definition of habit. Because, see, y'all got to break these habits. Habits keep you in cycles. Habits keep you in generational issues because it's a habit. It's not consistent. There is no agreement. To be a habit, you are not making an agreement with nothing. You're just reacting to whatever triggers you. That's a habit. Psychology. This is the psychology definition. Any regular repeated behavior that requires little or no thought and is learned rather than innate. You learned that dysfunction. What did I tell y'all? It's passed down. You ain't got an agreement with it. But the person who had it before you, they didn't want to rehabilitate it. They didn't want to make it better. They just built another prison. So now you've been enslaved with the dysfunction. But what you have to understand is there was never an agreement. You don't have to align with the dysfunction. That's what that's what I need y'all to understand. I don't have to have harmony. You will never have harmony with dysfunction. It ain't gonna never happen. You ain't never gotta sign an agreement with dysfunction. Why? Because this is something that is taught rather than innate. You saw the dysfunction. And it's like being conditioned. What did I tell you? Dysfunction conditions you. So you've been conditioned. Consistency is harmony. Being consistent is you signing a contract with yourself, holding your own self accountable. The purpose of a habit, because habits have purposes. This is the purpose. A learned pattern. So again, dysfunction taught me this by what I saw and what I heard. Remember that lice was trying to get in there and kill me? All of that. Yeah. A learned pattern or behavior that is repeated so often that it becomes automatic. So sometimes you'll be like, I don't know why they doing this, because you've repeated it so much that they automatically do it. That somebody is always constantly putting you down, that you automatically have your wall up and you're automatically on guard. That's a habit. Someone comes and try to give you constructive feedback and you automatically have an attitude. That's not innate. That's learned behavior. Dysfunction has imprisoned you. Good morning, Christopher. You don't want to just have habits. Habits are triggered. Habits. A habit is a learned behavior. Dysfunction teaches you habits. You don't ever have to sign a contract with dysfunction. It came. You literally, it was passed down to you. That's why people say stuff like generational curses or generational cycles. You didn't sign that contract, but your mama did. And she didn't even really sign it, but her mama did. And then technically she ain't signed it, but her mama did. You know why? Because they repeated the behavior. Nobody decided this is not aligning with our purpose. Like, it's so good, I don't want to talk too fast. You feel me? Right? So what happens with your habit? Now, let me tell y'all something that's so neat. Because I'm telling y'all, I love giving y'all as much information. Now, we're going to take a sidebar, but this got something to do with what I'm about to say. So when I looked up habit, other definitions started coming up, right? The original word for habit, the original definition of habit, y'all, had nothing at all to do with behavior per se. Y'all ready? It had everything to do with what you wore. Because habit's original term was clothing. Your habit was your clothing. Your habit was what you wore. Your habit was what you put on. And it was attached to like nuns and a lot of religious organizations and group. The habit is what you choose to put on. The habit is what you wear. It's not innate. It's not inside of you. It's something you clothe yourself with. You clothe yourself with the anger because habit has taught you that that's how I'm gonna secure myself. Why? Because of my insecurities, I felt unsecure. I felt unprotected. So habit tells me to clothe myself with anger. Habit tells me to clothe myself with low self-esteem. Listen, I'm telling y'all, look it up. Habit was clothing. Habit was something that you wore. And I almost was like, do they think I'm saying hobbit? No, it's habit. Habit was clothing. It was something that you put on. It had nothing, but believe it or not, it had everything to do with your behavior. It had, because that was not innate. It was a triggered behavior. If I'm going to be a nun, because that's the example that they gave, I'm going to put on this habit. So it looks a certain way on the outside, but has nothing to do with what's going on the inside of me. Habit, when I see the example in my head, it's like preachers and pastors and apostles and prophets, and they putting on this clothing of habit, but it has nothing to do with what's on the inside of them, because what's on the inside is dysfunctional and toxic. But I'm gonna put this habit on so it looks a certain way. It was clothing. It was clothing. It was something that they wore, something that they put on constantly. So I'm going to wear the dysfunction like it's my own. I'm going to wear this fakeness like it's my own. I'm going to wear this anger like it's my own. It was a habit was clothing. Y'all, I get so excited because it hit me and then it didn't hit me and then it hit me all at the same time. What is a habit? What are you wearing? That's why consistent, you have to have an agreement. Consistency, there has to be harmony. There has to be alignment. But a habit is something that you're just simply putting on. And so they use it a lot. Stop putting on the habits. Stop wearing it. When you wake up in the morning, make the choice that I'm not going to put this habit on. Make the choice that a cover. That's right, Teresa. The habit teaches you how to cover what's really going on. It keeps you how to cover the dysfunction. So I'm going to wear this habit so nobody get to the root of what's going on with me. I can't, because if they find out what's going on with me, it's going to expose me. So let me put on this habit of dysfunction. Let me put on this habit of anger. Let me put on this habit. You just keep putting it on and putting it on because it's a habit and you don't even have a contract with a habit. See, dysfunction don't want you to understand that. What does that mean? You can break the habit. Don't put it on. You don't have to wear the habit. Y'all, we don't have to wear the habit. I don't have to put it on. I don't have to put on promiscuousness because, honey, I used to wear that often. I don't have to put on anger because when you choose not to put the habit on, it makes you become consistent. So when you decide, like when you don't put that habit on, when I stopped being angry intentionally, because I didn't want to be mad no more, I felt exposed. I felt like then I was crying about everything. Just seemed like everything was hurting my feelings. But I was determined I wasn't going to put that habit on anymore. That clothing of deceit. I wasn't going to put on that dysfunctional covering because it meant me no good. It was the weight was wearing me down. Remember our SMART goals as far as it being specific. The habit is very specific. Is it measurable? Yes. You can't keep putting that crap on. It's not going to do what it needs to do. You hear me? Obtainable. Can I take this habit off? Yes. It can be broken. I like that. I like the word broken. Break the habit. Burn it up. Rip it up. Cut it up. Just make it where you can't put it on no more. Right? So is it obtainable? Yes. Is it realistic? Yes. I do not have to wear this habit. There is no harmony in habits. Habits are triggered by other behaviors. What what are we going to do? Because we got to take these habits off, y'all. When I say mindset is everything, mindset teaches you consistent harmony. It makes you accountable to you. Sign the contract to be consistent. Break the habits. Because we're not wearing that stuff no more. We're not wearing it. I don't want to wear it. Break the habits. That's what I want y'all to put right there. Break the habits. We breaking habits. We taking off the habits. We burning them. We cutting them up. Whatever we got to do to these habits, you have to. Because remember, habit has a purpose. What is the purpose of the habit? The habit is a learned pattern of behaviors that is repeated so often that it becomes automatic. You're wearing a very dysfunctional habit. Stop wearing the habits. Say, I am breaking the dysfunctional habits. Take it off. Shatter that junk up. Remember, what did we learn 2 days ago or a day ago? We are not going to resuscitate this dysfunction. So when you break the habit, don't go and resuscitate it. It's a circle, y'all. When I tell y'all that it's a circle, that's why it says the beginning, consistency and consistent is harmony. It's a circle. It completes something. Dysfunctional don't want none of that, because that's abnormal behavior. That's when the circle be like squiggly and it's everywhere. But when there's harmony, it flows. That's why, what did we teach? That dysfunction loves to do what? Mimic behaviors, right? So why is dysfunction mimicking behaviors? Because it cannot. That's why they call it generational curses, or this is a generational cycle. Why? Because dysfunction does not want you to have harmony with your purpose. And it don't need you to sign a contract. What it needs you to do is hear the dysfunction. See the dysfunction, walk in the dysfunction, and repeat the dysfunctional behavior that you learn. Nobody ever told some of you to stay in battered relationships, right? Like no mama ever said, really, I want you to stay in a battered relationship. But if they never said don't stay, you mimic the behavior that you saw, that you heard. Dysfunction said, go ahead on and wear that. It's okay. So you put it on. Remember, I told you dysfunction replicates itself differently each generation. That's why when people be like, she didn't get that from me. Yes, she did. It just look a little different, but she got it from you. So how long are you going to continue wearing, putting on the habit? That means that's a conscious decision I made. That means I was like, I'm going to just go ahead and put this on. This look like something I'm going to wear, so I'm going to go ahead and wear it. I mean, literally. Like how I put this on, right? How I became, let me tell y'all something. Even this morning when I was talking about the harmony, and I told y'all a whole lot of stuff was happening. A whole lot of stuff was, not a lot, just stuff to get on my nerves this morning, right? And I started getting dressed. Now remember when I first started, what I told y'all, I was dressed up from the waist up, but from the waist down, it was still nighttime, right? I was still in my night clothes. But because I had to align myself, I get fully dressed. So I got jeans on, my hair tied up, I got my lipstick on. I ain't put makeup or nothing on, just my lipstick, my earrings, this. I put on a bracelet. Why? Because I need harmony. See, without realizing something, you guys starting to think like, man, she really get up for us. She putting her all in it, because I need you to visually see something. There's an alignment that has to take place. I'm teaching you not to operate in the habits. Stop putting it on. A habit is clothing, something you're choosing to wear. Okay. I want y'all to look up the origin of habit, because at first I thought it was hobbit. Like I was like, maybe they think I mean hobbit. So I went to several different dictionaries to look up the harmony. I mean, the word habit. It was clothing. The clothing that we've been taught to put on, habit. Oh, you preached today. He was out of habit. We assume that that's what preaching is. Oh my God. Because see, I affiliate a lot of stuff with church, because that's where I grew up at. That's what I know. So that's what I affiliated with. Oh girl, he loved you. Why? Because he slapped you down? No, that's habit. Take that off. That ain't cute. But you clothe yourself in dysfunctional habits. And the reason I think I can't even remember what I said. My topic was, it was like consistent, and it has to be a lifestyle. Harmony creates peace. Harmony is a lifestyle. To be consistent is an agreement that you make with yourself to keep the peace, to keep the harmony, not for other people, but for yourself. For me, I am going to sign this agreement for me. What have I always told y'all about mindset matters? This ain't have nothing to do with nobody else in them. This has everything to do with me. Everything to do with me. And in order for any of this to work, I have to take off the clothing of habits. Remove the dysfunctional habits, because you can't go nowhere like that. It's not the measuring it, it's weighing you down. But you're going to obtain your freedom. You're going to obtain your harmony. Is it realistic for me to remove this habit? It surely is. And will it be timely? Yes, it will. Because today we're taking that stuff off. Y'all ready? Oh, okay. So now, lifestyle, right? Because see, we make habits lifestyle. But we just learned that a habit really is not a lifestyle. I don't have no contract with this thing. It's just something I keep putting on every day because somebody told me and I saw somebody else do it. They put it on, so I put it on. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? So what's a lifestyle? The lifestyle of a particular person or group of people is the living conditions, behavior, and look at this, and habits. What? That are typical of them or are chosen by them. So you can choose certain habits. Lifestyle, someone's way of living, the thing that person or particular group usually does or they usually do. So when I kept looking at this, what does this make? My lifestyle is I have a choice. So you're telling me the habit is in my lifestyle and I can, stop putting it on. Yeah. Take it off. Yeah. Just remove it. It's a choice. You choose this. This is a choice. So when you choose lifestyle, now I can align myself with consistency. And to make something a particular consistency, like when people cook, they'll be like, what's the consistency of it? Like, what's the density? Is it firm? Is it established? Like, what's going on with it? So stop with your habits. That thing's starting to give me a headache. And I know it's not that, but how long are you going to continue to put on those dysfunctional behaviors? Those habits? How long are you going to continue to not be consistent with harmony? Because harmony is peace. Y'all, life, you're not in peace. When you keep putting on no dysfunctional habits, there is no peace. You're in confinement. Habits make you feel unprotected. That's why people bite their nails when they're nervous as a habit. Or they're smoking a cigarette. Most habits lead to some type of death. Like, it's bad. Like, when you think about it, people are like, that's a bad habit. That is a bad habit. You can choose to have good habits, but I'm just going to choose a lifestyle. I like that. That's my choice. So when you understand, mindset gives you the ability to do what? Take control over you. Consistency empowers you. What is empowerment? Empowerment is becoming stronger and more confident, gaining control over your life and your rights, and claiming your rights. You do not want power. Power is a habit that gives you control over other people and events. We don't want that. Dysfunction is abnormal behavior. Function teaches you to align with your purpose. Habits are things you put on that are triggered by behaviors. Lifestyle is a choice. Consistency is firm. It connects you with harmony. Consistent is an agreement that you need to sign with yourself. I choose a lifestyle of peace. What are you choosing today? What contract are you going to sign with yourself today? This ain't something you're going to be able to get up and walk away and do late. No, this has to be a now. This is a right now situation. In your mind, what habits are you relieving yourself of today? I told y'all we have been conditioned by our family and friends, our peers, our religious affiliations, and where we live at. So our economic status. We've been conditioned to those habits that we're putting on. Because see, in the beginning, you didn't clothe yourself, right? Your mama clothed you, your daddy clothed you, whoever was guardian over you, they clothed you. That's why some of you do stuff a certain way, because that's how your mama did it, or that's how your grandma did it, or whoever raised you, that's why you did. That's why you do it. But at some point, you begin to choose what habit you're going to put on. What habits have you chosen to put on that are dysfunctional to your harmony? What habits are keeping you from aligning with your purpose? What habits are you choosing to wear? What dysfunction triggers you to continuously put that habit on? And some of us were so taught that we wear our habit proudly, baby. We don't care. We just gonna wear our habit and call it a day. Why? Why? Because I'm adamant about empowerment. If I don't know how to do nothing else, I had to make a conscious decision about how I speak to people and how I talk to people. And I had realized recently that a lot of stuff was getting on my nerves, right? And the old me, like, I can tell you off and not even cuss you out. And I realized, even this morning, I was on the phone at 5 o'clock something in the morning talking to somebody trying to get something dealt with. And they were aggravating me. So my habit is to just go off and straighten you and then worry about it later. But I caught myself choosing not to wear that habit. And the life coach in me, that thing, that harmony was like, girl, you got to be on here at 6 o'clock. So if this thing agitates you, it's going to agitate everything else. What started to happen, y'all? The thing skipped up. Then when I went to try to do the video earlier, it looked like half of the screen was black. Everything started pushing my time. But because I chose, when I remember getting off the phone with the guy, I said, listen, this is not you. This is all me. You are doing great customer service. Can we just do this later when I get done? And I brought myself back down. So again, what happens? Situations start to happen with the video. My laptop was about to die. Mind y'all, when I first looked at it, it was fine. That's why I didn't worry about it. But because I always prepare, I already had it hooked up. I just had to plug it up. Because I refuse to wear the habit of being the angry black female. That's something you chose to put on, friend. You don't have to do that. You don't have to wear it. Let your lifestyle align with your consistent agreement so you can have harmony in what you bring together. That the chords sound so good. It ain't nothing like when something's on harmony. There's nothing like, even now, I don't even know if you noticed it, but even in like where we at in our studio, where we're at, peace came. All that dysfunctional stuff that started happening early on, because I was adamant that this is not going to mess up my harmony today. It brings it back down to a level that it shows you an example of what harmony does when a situation gets chaotic. But you cannot put on the clothing of your dysfunctional habits. You will never have harmony. That ain't gonna happen at all. I want that to sink in so hard. I want you guys to begin. I like that. My lifestyle is aligning with my consistent agreement. Make it line up. What did I tell y'all? You could speak to the mountain, and if the mountain don't move, then you move. Because I'm aligning myself with my harmony, and I'm going to be consistent. Even now as I talk to y'all, on my end, like it's jerking and it's freezing, but I can't let that mess with my harmony. I can't. I have to continue. Why? Because I made an agreement with myself that I'm going to be consistent. And we are at day, is this 23? We are at day 23. So technically we've been doing this for 4 weeks, going on 5 weeks, Monday through Friday. So my harmony, my alignment is doing what it needs to do. I don't want to wear habits, because habits can and should be broken. I want a lifestyle of consistent consistency. That's harmony. That's peace. That's authority. That's empowerment. That's boldness. See, I'm going to assign my harmony. What does your harmony look like to you? What does your consistent contract, your consistent agreement look like to you? What does your consistency look like to you? Assign it. Remember our SMART goals. Be specific. If I'm going to sign an agreement with my consistent consistency, I must be specific. And because I know I'm specific, my peace is measurable. My peace is obtainable. My peace is realistic. And my peace is timely. When you remove the clothing of the dysfunctional habits, it allows you to deal with that stuff that you've been covering up for so long. And it gives you the empowerment, the authority to gain control over your life and claim your rights. You never signed a contract with dysfunction. But that cycle was passed down by triggers and conditioning that this is how it's supposed to be. But when you are determined to be consistent and align yourself with your harmony, with your peace, it gives you the authority to be stronger and more confident, gaining control over your life and claiming your rights. That's empowerment. Lifestyle gives you the authority to choose. So I choose consistent consistency. I choose my harmony. I'm choosing what that looks like. I'm being specific that my consistent contract, my consistent agreement is that I will walk in peace. I will walk in authority. I will walk in empowerment. And I will no longer put on the dysfunctional habits that has been passed down to me from generation to generation. We don't want habits. We want consistency, harmony, function, purpose. No habits, but lifestyle. Your character, your profession, your atmosphere. What happens when you enter a room? Does harmony come with you? Or does or do you wear it dysfunction? I want us to be consistent in our harmonies. When you understand that from these 20-something days that we've been doing this, all this stuff goes back to being unique, genuine, love, and simply you. What you mean? Unique is one of a kind. Genuine is authentic. Love, oh my God, it's caring. And when you look up the definition of you, it's the speaker addressing that specific thing. That's why I say you have to be specific with your contract agreement that you have with consistency. You're aligning yourself up with dysfunction, and it ain't gonna never be no harmony. I want consistent harmony. All that crazy stuff that happened since about 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning. Not crazy stuff, just stuff that got on my nerves. Like, it's too early in the morning for this. But because I was adamant that this not gonna mess up my peace. Now, I was concerned because it was getting close time and I was trying to be as professional as I could. But when I realized that I can only control me, and I signed a contract with my harmony, and for me to do that, now I'm held accountable to me. Habits, they tell you, oh, it don't matter, this is who I am, and I show out where you show out at. That's a habit. But harmony, that lifestyle, I don't want to just put that on. And I keep going back to this church thing. Like, in my head, I keep hearing the definition of church. Why are you a preacher? Well, my mom was a preacher, my dad was a preacher, my auntie and grandma and all. So you just putting this on. This is a habit. Be mad at me. I don't care. It's a habit. Why you act like that? Well, this is how prophets act. Who told you that? It's a habit. Why you saying like that? That's how I say. It's a habit. No. When that thing is in harmony, I don't have to force it. You never have to force purpose. You do not. You never have to force harmony. It just come together. I don't have to force consistency. I don't have to force being consistent. I'm choosing to make that my lifestyle. I don't have to force it because now I'm conscious about my habits. It's 6:57, y'all. I think we there. Good morning, Anthony. I think we there. I want y'all to really evaluate, what habits have I been clothing myself with? What habits have I been choosing to put on as a lifestyle? Are you willing to sign an agreement to be consistently purposeful? Good morning, Anthony. Are you willing to sign that agreement with yourself? Become held accountable to you. Because that's, remember yesterday, selfish self. Remember, with your selfish self. I'm selfish. Because for my well-being, I have to sign this consistent contract so I can have harmony. Dysfunction tell you to go get dysfunction and do whatever you're going to do over there. No. I'm going to align this with my harmony. And if this ain't going in the way I need to go, I'm going to set that down. Can't help it. I don't want it. We have to be intentional and purposeful. So if you're going to come on here with me every day, Monday through Friday, baby, we moving in purpose. We moving in harmony. We flowing. We've signed the contracts, the agreements to be consistent in our purpose. We're changing our lifestyle. We're choosing not to wear habits anymore. We're choosing not to be triggered anymore. We're choosing not to be dysfunctional anymore because we are empowering ourselves. Thank you, Janet. So until tomorrow, because it's 6:59, and I know we had got cut off, but we got back. And when I feel it's done, right? I want to thank all of you guys for getting back on with me, for hanging in there with me through all of them situations, but we made it. I love all of you. Tomorrow, we'll see what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Y'all know I try to give y'all this stuff straight. Okay, Don. I love you guys. I love all of you. Okay. All right, Don. I love all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. So until tomorrow, same time, same place, we going to be consistent. We lining up with harmony today. All right. So I love all of you. Make it a great day. Stop wearing habits. And let's choose the lifestyle that aligns us with our purpose. I love all of you guys. Make it a great day. Okay? Bye-bye.